What the fuck? Shit!
Which Titan does this giant skeleton belong to? In Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, we see Kong walking along the spine of a mysterious giant Titan, which appears to be much larger than Godzilla, King Ghidorah, or even Shimo, who are already considered among the largest Titans in the Monsterverse. Some fans have speculated that this skeleton might be the Cloverfield monster, specifically the one from the Cloverfield Paradox, which was enormous. However, this theory is unlikely due to rights issues, as the Muto in previous films was already considered a nod to Cloverfield. Others have theorized that the skeleton could be a reference to the giant snake, Jörmungandr, the Midgard serpent from Norse mythology. This theory seems more plausible since it wouldn't have copyright issues and could fit with the idea of Vikings knowing this Titan. But if we go to those two, I want to see Cartel K2 come to the Monsterverse.
There's a town in Germany named Widlich, and it claims to be the last place that a werewolf was killed. That werewolf was the Morbach monster. The monster was originally a man named Thomas Schweitzer. He was a deserting soldier from the Napoleonic army. While passing through Widlich, him and a group of other deserters decided to rob a farm. They were caught by the farmer who, unfortunately, was killed along with his sons. The farmer's wife, who was in shock by all this, decided to curse Thomas. She told him that every full moon he would change into a rabid wolf. Over time, he became more cold and brutal. He started robbing and murdering, just for the fun of it. His bloodlust became too much, so much so that his fellow deserters actually deserted him. He started living in the woods, like a feral animal, and that's when the rumors started to spread. He was being blamed for the killings of livestock and people, until one night he decided to a girl named Elizabeth. When he was confronted by the villagers, he fled, but he was eventually killed near Morbach. Villagers erected a shrine with a burning candle, and as long as it was lit, the werewolf wouldn't return. So that would be the end of it. However, it's not, because in 1988, a group of US Air Force personnel passed by the shrine while they were heading back to base, and they saw that the candle was extinguished. Knowing about the legend, they decided to mock it. However, later at night when they were back at base, sirens went off. This meant that someone, or something, activated the perimeter sensors. They reported seeing a large wolf-like creature standing on its hind legs before jumping over a 30-meter fence. And to this day, sightings still get reported. So what do you think? Is the legend of the Morbach monster real, or just another urban legend? You decide.
Godzilla could never exist because the math won't allow it. Depending on the movie, Godzilla is somewhere around 350 feet tall,
Or 50 gritties.
which is 3.5 times bigger than the largest animal to have ever existed. And this size can pretty much only happen because it's suspended in water. But a 90,000 ton land animal would certainly collapse under its own weight. It's called the surface area to volume ratio, and it ensures the exchange in a cell between resources and waste is leveled. As a third dimensional being like you or Godzilla gets bigger, the ratio between its surface area, so it's outside, and its volume narrows, meaning the goo is expanding faster than the outside surface area. So biology has its mathematical limits. Not to mention the other problems like his 1 second delay. The fastest nerves can send signals to the brain at around 220 miles per hour, so it would take a full second for messages to reach his arms and legs. And he'd have blood vessels so big you could drive a car through it, and yet not powerful enough to pump blood into his heart. Godzilla might be able to exist on a planet with lower gravity, so something small, but then he still needs to consume more food than this little planet could probably provide.
2 out of 10, not possible.
Who is the strongest monster in the Monsterverse? Now, I want you guys to take a minute and look at this list, and I want you guys to comment down below who you think is the strongest monster in the Monsterverse. Okay, time's up. If you thought it was Kong, you're wrong. If you thought it was Godzilla, you're also wrong. That's right, it's this son of a bitch. King Ghidorah, also known as Monster X. This guy comes in at 521 feet tall. He is 127 feet taller than Godzilla in the Legendary Universe. This scary son of a bitch came from outer space. When he was alive, he had this ability called Alpha Call, which means that he would call all the Titans. Usually this would work, but for Godzilla and Kong, since they're both alphas, they don't listen to the call. Matter of fact, one of the reasons why Kong didn't show up in King of Monsters is because when King Ghidorah did the Alpha Call, he completely ignored it. He heard it on his island, but he didn't care. And as we know, Godzilla just wanted to go fight King Ghidorah. Moving on. King Ghidorah also has the ability to drain his enemy's energy. Matter of fact, this is exactly what he did to Godzilla in King of Monsters. He drained his energy, but luckily since Mothra and the military were around, they were able to save Godzilla. As we all know, he has the ability to fly. He has big-ass wings. And matter of fact, those wings were so powerful that they caused his other ability. Hurricane winds. Yes, this guy can create hurricanes by simply flying. Matter of fact, he caused a hurricane that was in Skull Island. That's how powerful this guy is. And let's talk about one of his most busted abilities of all time, regeneration. This man is basically the Deadpool of the Monsterverse. Matter of fact, after Godzilla ripped one of Ghidorah's heads off, he just simply grew it back. So let's be glad that this guy isn't in the Monsterverse anymore, because if he was, he'd be running the shit.